Hello, deadly tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Lufia 2. Not XCOM Apocalypse. I almost messed up the intro, but I didn't until I... You know what I did. Never mind. Anyway, so between episodes, I decided, in the benefit of making this episode more productive, that I would go grind a little bit of money. And I needed some money specifically so that we can upgrade our light Pokemon, I mean Capsule Monster. So what I did is I went back to the last dungeon, fought a couple swords, looking for this drop, because I knew it would be worth a lot of money, and we got one. So I would say we spent maybe 5 or 10 minutes to get over 10,000 gold in profit, so that's not bad. It might not be the fastest way to make money, but it was pretty fun. And it worked, so depending on your drop rates, it's a pretty effective way to make some cash early game. Okay, and with that, we've got enough, hopefully, to evolve our Pixie. I don't even really know what Wink does. Healing Kiss heals, clearly, but let's upgrade it one way or the other. What are we looking for? One of the T's. Ciders. The cider specifically. There we go. Alright. So, ready? Cover your ears. Oh, wait, what did I do? Messed up. Restart. Okay, try again. Ready, set, go! Alright, one more. And our Pixie turns into... Who's taking bets? It started as a Tangela, it turned into a Pixie, now maybe an Angel or something, I'd guess. Hey, look! Almost an angel. Totally a cherub. So, I guess... Or it's a cupid, technically. Well, I'm gonna go with cherub, because that's what I immediately thought of. Which is Chiru. I'm gonna say hello to Chiru. I don't think there's gonna be a Pokemon that works for that. So, unless you can come up with a pretty good Poke name. Its, moves did upgrade, so now instead of healing... Kiss, it's Sacred Song, and Restoration. So that might explain what his second ability was. Assumedly, Wink might have been a status restorer, like cures poison or something. And Restoration might be more like an Asuna. Maybe. Anyway, we'll go with this guy for a while, see how he does. Spend all my money again. Not a huge fan of using a ton of warps to get around. Like, the spell was so much better, but... Anyway, let's continue. So, last episode, we, what did we do? We sort of rescued the prince, although... For the most part, Decker did the actual rescuing, and we were just there for fun. Which is kind of standard. Decker's pretty awesome. For today, though, we did learn that Gades visited the castle, and we did not kill a single enemy that turn. Alright. So Gades stopped by, talked to the king of Bound Kingdom while we were away, and basically said, hey, I'm going to destroy your kingdom and all the neighbors. One of the Parcelite Island, or it's like, what was the name of the island? Like Siam Island or something? Whatever, it doesn't matter. So, we sent the girls away to keep them safe, and we're gonna go confront Gades again today, if I can get to the top of this tower. The lack of our magician girls is really, really cramping my style. Maybe a couple more level ups for Decker and we'll be okay, but... At the moment, our damage output is pretty rough. We hit hard, but we don't hit multi-targets, and we don't hit quickly. So fighting 4 enemies is now taking 2 or 3 or 4 rounds, rather than, you know, 1. Now, if the boys up front get strong enough to start one-shotting these enemies, then things will change. But so long as it takes 2 hits to kill something, and we don't get a multi-target fireball that kills everything in 1 hit anyway, it's gonna be a little slow. Now, we do have pretty good limit rage type things that can do a lot of damage. But the way it is your IP gauge fills up pretty slow, so I want to kind of hold on to those special attacks for an emergency. Anyway, Ancient Tower. Man radiating a terrifying force landed on this tower. Was that a Gades? So it's kind of a suspicious little note here. Push the pillar against the wall to move that wall. Not any wall, though. So you gotta use some context clues to figure out what walls you can push. Like the carpet. Which is odd. Cross swords with the Red Guardian 3 times. So I get a feeling we're going to have to fight some red statue more than once. Well, maybe that's all the hints we're going to get. Unless the Red Guardian is literally the carpet. Cross swords with the carpet 3 times. Man, that would be an annoying Dungeons & Dragons. the Dungeon Master would be quite rude if that was the solution to the puzzle. The Red Guardian is actually the carpet. So the way to actually fight these pumpkin heads in a more efficient manner is actually to use like the arrows to stun them. Chasing after them while they teleport around the room is kind of annoying. Oh good, we killed one. It's gonna be an exciting battle. I should really try out those fireballs that I bought from the item shop. Because this is just gonna take too long. I was really enjoying the pace we had there with Tia and Celan just magicking it all up. Okay. So I want to make sure I've got probably the arrows to stun teleporters. Okay, I do sort of recognize some of these enemies. I kind of have a feeling this is one of those more difficult dungeons. So let's try Ice Ball. Oh, you can only single target it? I think. I don't know what happened. I pressed L button. Yeah, single target. Oh, that's useless. Why would I spend 200 gold to do 30 damage? I wonder if the ball items still go off of your intelligence stat, in which case they're basically useless for us right now. Well, maybe they're just really strong to ice. I don't know. No, I get the feeling that those items are pretty much useless. I should try one with Decker, and if it does even less than 30 damage, then we know it's based on your intelligence. It also would have been really nice if we had some agility gear to equip here. More eagle rocks, more speed rings. Stuff that we just don't have equipped right now. Yeah, we're going to burn through a lot of Maxim's MP on healing. Alright, that's fine. I'm just going to use this bowl to try and test out Deeker's ball use. Just throw a ball at it. Maybe it's based on your strength stat and it'll do more damage because he throws it really hard. I love that the capsule monster uses a status curing spell when no one's inflicted. So that did more damage. I wonder if bulls are just weak to fire. I have to continue my experimentation here. Gotta decide if I should buy more or not. Maybe these things are weak to fire too, I don't know. Or Decker's just better at fireball. Like, seriously, he's got lower intelligence, right? Intelligence 17. That's a third of Maxim's. There's a switch there. Now, these are the kind of pillars that can push walls. So just to double check for secrets, right? Push against a couple walls. I think it will almost always be... kind of confused here. I thought it was always going to be carpet-covered walls. But maybe not. Well, I'm doing something wrong for this puzzle. Oh! I see. We need to not kill this thing. But get him trapped. This is going to be a little bit fiddly. Okay, normally those things can teleport, so I didn't think of it immediately, but yeah, that makes sense. Cool, using enemies to solve puzzles, I like it. Okay, we got another pink statue. Motion-sensitive spikes. So how does this thing solve that? Not like you can block them. I see, I see. I think I see. If we put that... Is that gonna work? I don't know. No, because I have to use the hook shot from at least one tile away from the spikes, and then this should work. So from here... There we go! Puzzle solved! BlueAnkylo to the rescue. Alright, I'm going to use Fireball, Fireball, and we're going to see who's better at Fireballs. Alright, Maxim, 33 damage. Deeker, 54 damage. Maybe it's based on the row you're in. Everybody use a Fireball. I want to solve this mystery of why Decker is better at fire magic than Maxim. Yeah, the level 3 light Pokemon's a bit weird. The 55, 76, and then Guy, 72. So maybe the items like that, they're not really based on your stats, but they are affected by what row you're in. That's weird. Unfortunately, they're not multi-target anyway, so it's not like I'm terribly happy with them, but... if you have an enemy that's weak to fire and you don't have a fire sword, it's probably worth it. Anyway, let's fight some Snells. Not to be confused with snails. They're Snell. See, it's Snell. The next time I get a big group of enemies, like 4, I'm gonna try the big boomerang, see how much damage it can do. It's also not a shell, it's a snail shell. The most boring of enemies that just defend all the time. That's how you win combat. Don't ever attack, just defend forever. Your enemies will get tired eventually and give up. Okay, well, working our way up the tower. Lots of interesting puzzles, so... I'm assuming once we flick that, yeah, the monster's gonna escape. That was interesting. I just walked into it. Weird. And then we've got some druggy frogs. That's great. Alright, let's try the Big Boomer. Let's see if this thing's worth 500 Gs. It did a little bit. I guess it's not too far off of one of my fire spells. Probably would be worth using on large groups to kind of save a little bit of time doing a bit of damage. Well, Crypt Lord, I still have not actually ever installed alien leaders, so I don't even know how tough those guys are. So is this... Alright, it's like a trick door. I get ya. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird section of the game. I'm glad to have Decker on the team because I know he's very strong, but I sure do miss the girls right now. Not what I meant to do. So it seemed like these guys might be weak to fire. And probably no one has a fire sword equipped. Of course not. Let's also test out Decker's fireball from the back row. For science. Definitely weaker in the back row, so that's, I think that's confirmed. Myth confirmed! And yeah, Crypt Lord, that's pretty much what I heard. Really messes up with Long War if you have Long War installed, and then you get a alien commander early on when you're not prepared and it's just a squad wipe. Oh, is this like the direction you're facing type teleporter? Totally is. Well, I'm definitely going to get that treasure, even if I have to fight for it. Wish me luck. Fight, 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 fight. Okay, we got the snails. I'm still going to throw some boomers in, might as well. Hey, look, the fairy thing did something helpful for once. Oh yeah, Crypt Lord, don't get me wrong. I've heard that the specifically stuff like that, the frost grenade or whatever, are like ridiculously broken, really. But yeah, no, it's just one of those things. I just didn't want to throw more money at them because I wasn't super impressed with the direction the devs were taking it, and throwing another $10 on DLC that just adds a couple supersized recolorations of monsters with a few new skills seemed a little bit weak. Oh, not bad, Drotham. I think I'm just having leftovers for dinner when I get there. The wife's away, so my fancy dinners kind of suffer for that. It's hard to make a fancy meal when you're just on your own. You're used to... Hey, Thunderbolt! Hey, now that sounds good. Let's see. Took a while to learn that third skill. So now, if our Cherub actually uses level 3 skills, that will do some damage, I think. Oh, the wife's just out on work. It's nothing special. Nothing unusual, anyway. She's working at a center kind of far away, so she's got 2 nights in a row, so she gets a hotel booking for work to stay overnight to not have to drive 2 hours down the road back and forth over and over. It's not ideal, but for now, it's okay. Well, that Pokemon is really doing well. Now, to be fair, it is soaking up a lot of damage that otherwise we'd have to heal up, and it even heals us a little bit now and then, so I don't mean to complain about it too much, but it's certainly not as effective as I would like. BlueAnkylo is totally asleep on the couch, snoozing away, kind of half snoring. But that's what BlueAnkylo does 90% of the time. Let's see. So we got a new item. It's a new rock. It's a pumpkin jewel. You get 2 attacks. No, you get 1 attack at double damage. That's cool. It's an intelligence booster. So I'll give it to Maxim just because he's the only one using intelligence at all. But this is still not a great attack for him, or a great rock for him. There's other jewels that would be more effective for Maxim. Come on, I want to show the stream the thunderbolts. Come on, Cherub. Oh yeah, that Patreon thing. Ha! One day. It's easy to say I want to do it, and I do, but I have a feeling it's still going to take a lot of work. Like, it's going to take me sitting down and fiddling with some... Hey, there it is. One single target, probably Holy Elemental. It's not the worst attack I've seen. It's just going to take me sitting down for a couple weekends, doing some video editing and stuff, and I just haven't had the energy lately. A lot of my spare time the last few months has been kind of sucked up with, well, not to get into tons of personal details, but, actually, the magic resistance is probably good for Decker there. Nobody really needs defense that badly. We're just gonna... Actually, hold on, what is that? What does this ring do? It's courage. That's like the upgraded bravery spell. It's a very large boost to your defense. So, all I was saying there was, so free time wise, I have had less than I would like lately, because a lot of my free time has been taken up by, the building I live in, which sounds a little bit weird, but I live in considered a housing cooperative, which is a fancy way of saying an apartment that's owned by the people that live inside of it, and kind of has like a government program running it to a point. Sort of, they're involved, but they don't really do much. So, I like the magic resistance, but I like doing more damage. That's all he can do really is attack, so make him do more damage. Okay. So anyway, because of that, it's kind of run by... A lot of the things in the building are handled by the people that live in it, rather than like a typical apartment, which would have like a property manager that you just call the landlord and you're like, hey, my dishwasher's leaking, come fix it. We don't really have that exactly. We do have like a property management company that assists us, but a lot of things are handled by the people that live here. So yeah, we've got a board of directors. There's a bunch of committees that handle, like, membership kind of handles intake for interviews and applications. The building committee handles a lot of general purpose maintenance. There's other kind of minor ones that do like newsletters and social events. It's got lots of kind of neat things. It's actually kind of cool. Different way to have an apartment. But anyway, the trouble is, most of those things are reliant on people that live here volunteering. Like, there's no way to force people. Nobody gets paid. You can't really, like, go to their house and drag them out to say, hey, you need to help us figure this stuff out. So a lot of times, it's really understaffed, and for whatever reasons, I sort of ended up volunteering and getting guilted into helping out. And a lot of my time has been spent managing that kind of stuff. So I've been kind of like a volunteer property manager the last couple months for a lot of stuff. And without really getting into it, it's just, it soaks up a lot of time that I wish I didn't have to waste, that I could be spending making Patreon videos or recording. So if I disappear from the scene and stop putting out videos for a while, it's potentially due to stuff like that taking up too much of my spare time. Alright, so that room was a lot of fights for a couple sort of average treasures. Not too amazing, but I'll take it. I feel like this is a dungeon that I'm gonna miss some items in. Fight one of these things. guilt them into bugging me too much. Yeah, I mean, no one's forcing me. I could walk away from it. It's just, I feel like if I walked away from it, there's a relatively low chance that no one would pick up the slack, and then a lot of things would kind of suffer around here. Like, I don't have a lot of backups for if I just stop helping out, and I'd feel a bit bad for a while, so. While I can help out, I don't mind it. Just push all the blocks into the middle, maybe? I guess we'll have to fight the fire snake. Spinners. No idea how strong they are. Let's boom them. It did a little bit of damage. And the fairy is taking some hits for the team. That's 100 and... well, that's probably like 80 damage we don't have to heal. It might be smarter to bring Foamy for this dungeon, like while we don't have the girls. He wouldn't be able to heal us, but he would survive a lot more hits, and he'd probably dish out more damage, so... of course. There you go. Yeah, this is just puzzle central in this dungeon. So what, do I have to wait for the dragonfly to step on the switch? That's... seriously? If that's the puzzle, I don't like it. Is there something else I could do here? Maybe it's more like hit this switch so that we can come through this door later and come over there. Because I feel like waiting for that dragonfly to flick the switch might take 100 years. Now, if we were strong enough level, they would run from us. Actually, it might not even cross the blue barrier itself, so it might be completely impossible. Alright, I think we take this as we flick the switch and now we need to go somewhere else. Like, even this room is suspicious. The trouble is, I don't really remember how to solve a lot of the puzzles in this game. Oh, look, we can just walk over here. Classic. I thought we were gonna need the, to fix the ladder to get in the side. My JRPG senses tingle. That's it. And this is actually, it's more than JRPG. Like, it's got a lot of the tropes for JRPG. But because it has that kind of Zelda adventure puzzle-solving dungeons, there's a lot of the just generic gaming tricks that they throw on you that a lot of JRPGs, I guess they kind of gloss over. Like, they don't go too in-depth on the actual dungeon puzzles very often. That's one of the cool things about Lufia, for sure. Alright, so those guys did a number on us. That hurt. That definitely hurt. We're about halfway through our MP, but we got lots of high potions if I need them. Oh, these guys. Alright. Just for the lack of magic, this is perhaps my least exciting dungeon we've had to do yet. The enemies are pretty tough. And we don't really have a way to take them out quickly, which is less efficient. I don't like it. It's gonna be nice when the girls rejoin, right? And I think, honestly, even if I use the rages to do more damage, they're generally single target anyway, so it's not like they're gonna speed the fights up too much. Like, that's still a single target attack, I believe. That's usually what you get, is single target. Sometimes the rocks have multi-target attacks, but... It's not to say that the combat is taking too long, it's just longer than I prefer. Treasure! Well, I don't even think we found a locked door yet, but we're ready for it. So I have a door... No, this was a one-way entrance, right? Okay. More treasure. We found an elixir. We'll never use it. Too good to use syndrome. Activate. I will try to remember when we get into a pinch in a tough fight to use those. So... Oh, there's another tower to the left. Wow. Can't just hop down. So this way was blocked by the little switch puzzle. We got through this one, but the next room there was the blue and the red switches. So unless there's another way around that I don't know about, I'm gonna have to backtrack and find another split. No one's completed Skyrim's DLC. Skyrim quests go on forever. I thought that was the whole point. Oh, we didn't really finish this one. That's right. I didn't go right here. Or did I? Pretty sure this is a new room. Oh, that's right. Frogs, they like to kind of creep around the outside of the room they're in. Silly frogs. Oh, it's confusion. It finally worked. I sure hope Decker doesn't kill me. I tried, Grotham. I even bought and installed the fancy DLCs for Skyrim at one point. It was supposed to be part of the Let's Play, in fact, was me exploring them because I've never done them before. But I always get bogged down in Skyrim. There's just too much to do, and I don't really like the experience level system in it very much, personally. And I can never really get into it. I've tried, like, 3 times at least. Ooh, I remember these guys. I'm 90% sure they've got a really good armor that they can drop. 90%. And I'm also pretty sure they're very, very strong. So let's try to buff up our attack power. Oh yeah, well Skyrim re-releases in every console or potato that you can possibly find, basically. Of course there's a VR version. Yeah, so the reason Decker is so good on these fights is he's got so much attack power that he finally sort of outdoes their defense. It's pretty great. She survived! No item drops. It's, I'm pretty sure I remember grinding against the armors till they dropped, the rare armor. Maybe I'm thinking of Dragon Quest, because they have the similar, like, magic armors that you fight that drop really powerful armors, or same thing with swords. That's a pretty common JRPG thing. It's often in the Dragon Quest games, but I think it's the same thing in Lufia here. I think. So what did I even pick up? I wasn't paying attention. What did I just get? Oh, the Phasa shield. Agility shield. Ooh, that could be good for a certain axe-wielding man. It's definitely agility-focused. We're losing magic resistance, which is good, like, as an ability. But we'll go with agility for now. And we'll... I'll give up a little bit of defense to having a magic booster. Eh, it's okay. It might come in useful. Fallout VR? I do look forward to eventually getting a fancy VR headset. I'm just waiting until... This is the room we're looking for. I'm just gonna wait till they're not too expensive and probably have a better... like, they'll be more... Like, if it's one of those things where, like, if you get into it early, it's cool and all. You get to be one of the first people to have one of the new technology. But you also get, like, the prototype version kind of thing. If I just wait, I don't know, a couple more years, the quality will be better, the cost will be cheaper, and there'll be a lot more games for it anyway, so I'll get there eventually. I am excited for it. I'm not rushing out to buy a good headset for VR yet. One day. Also, like, it sounds like the majority of the VR games have been, like, horror games. I'm like, come on now. I don't care about getting scared by video games. Fight the blue guardian 5 times. Okay, 3 red, 5 blue. Don't let me forget. That sounds important. This could be the red guardian. This could be the blue guardian. It's totally not. This is also probably not the red guardian. Also, this dungeon is going pretty long. The episode length is getting up there now. But maybe we're getting close to the end. We've got the key. We've probably flicked all the switches. Hopefully I haven't missed any important treasure. This was the switch we just flicked. And it gets us to another room. I guess if they get the Doom, the relatively recent Doom game in VR, or if they've already done that, that one would probably be pretty awesome. That's the kind of VR I could go for. Well, it's almost time for another round of level ups. Spark DLC for XCOM 2. No, I didn't buy that either. I hear it's like 1 or 2 new missions and then fancy shivs. Hey, make a line. OCD's favorite. Hey, I bet you these are the Guardians we have to fight a certain number of times. Bunch of enemies in the room. This guy's hunting me down. I sort of remember the rocky snakes are the more dangerous. Like, they do a lot of damage. So kill them first. Maybe less physical damage, but they have more special attacks. It's another one of those ones where if you mod XCOM 2 enough, the sparks will be really awesome. But in vanilla, they're probably terrible. Just like shivs were in Enemy and Unknown. There's a really cool mod that makes psionics in XCOM 2 just a class that levels up like normal. So much better than training them for weeks and weeks and weeks. Basically never using them and having them come out of the Psi Lab after a few months with every single ability. Like, some of the vanilla decision making for XCOM 2 is really dumb. And mods do fix a lot of it, I'll definitely admit. Alright, so 3 red, 5 blue, you got the idea. We'll get a chance here for more, maybe, getting my random magic armor that I want. Who knows? But we'll do a trick. I realize Maxim is getting really low on MP too, unfortunately. Oh yeah, it's all good. First time, you probably should play vanilla. But I definitely know that a lot of the kind of common mistakes for XCOM 2, or easily identifiable mistakes, let's say, are repaired in some of the mods. I'm a fan of the mod community. You know, around XCOM 2. I think they did a good job. Or are doing a good job. They're still working on it. I have heard, though, that Long War is actually not going to be officially transferred into War of the Chosen. So it's kind of slowly, piece by piece, little bits of it are getting added in by smaller groups. But we'll probably never get a proper War of the Chosen Long War expansion, which is kind of disappointing. Anyway, 3 and 5. Pretty sure it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huzzah! Actually, that's really nice. A free healing spot here is... I expect we're right before the boss, so this is like an optional puzzle that there's no reason you need to do it, but it sure does help if you're at the end of a long dungeon. So I might as well kill these enemies because I think someone's about to get a level up. I think. I feel like Decker joined a little bit low level compared to some of us, so... Guy's getting there, but it's not too close. I know there's a frog on the edge of the screen here somewhere. No. I'm pretty sure my angel type, whatever it's called, Pokemon, it would probably be a lot more powerful if it stopped dying so it could get some level ups. I kind of remember from the old days playing Lufia 2, that was one of my common problems. The light elemental capsule monster, it really has no defense or HP, and the enemies seem to target it regularly, so it actually misses out on combat experience way more often than anything else, making it much harder to sort of level up with the team. It'll definitely fall behind pretty easily. Especially with a bunch of guys that go slowly and don't wipe out enemy groups quickly like the girls do. So I'm not even sure what Confuse does. So far, it hasn't stopped us from actually attacking. So yeah, my Cherub is one fight away from a level up, which is something I would like to give it before a big boss fight, which is almost certainly about to happen in the next room. So just excuse me while I do like one more fight. Nothing. I think if I go to the stairs... Oh, they're just up here. I want to fight the armor again anyway, on the off chance that we get what I want. So do a little tiny bit of grinding on the super long episode. And then we'll go up and fight the boss. It's okay. Some episodes can be 30 minutes, some can be an hour. I'm sure people will manage. I always say one of the cool things for YouTube, not that it's new or anything these days, but, you know, you can pause anytime you want, come back another day, it remembers how far you've watched. It's not that big a deal. I say that only because I'm old, and I remember the days where TV and entertainment was not like that, and there's the level up I wanted. Not a lot of stats, but I'll take whatever I can get for it. So when I was a kid anyway, watching TV shows and all that kind of stuff, it was much more often where if you needed a break, you couldn't finish watching it, you just didn't get to see it. If you didn't show up for your weekly 6 o'clock cartoon show or whatever it is, you missed an episode and you might not ever see it again. So it was much harder to see the whole thing. I know, that's it, Grotham. To be fair, though, I will say that I have had people complain when episodes are too long. And if you ever follow, like, analytics on YouTube, you actually get a lot less viewership on long videos than 20, 30-minute videos. Again, not like I may make a big deal out of it, but it is a real thing. It's just, pretty much anyone that comments seems to be fine with it. It's just, there's a lot of people that just look at a long video and go, I don't want to see that. Not that I know any. That's not how I look at videos, but for the well, I don't want to stereotype. But there's got to be groups of people that just don't they don't think of it the way I do, where you can just pause it and come back later. They just look at it as, oh, that's too long, I don't want to deal with it. That's too much time. So hopefully, if I get really lucky here, these guys will drop a piece of armor for me. Or a sword. But I mostly want the armor. I guess we're also kind of stuck letting Decker do the work here. He's the only one doing significant damage. I wonder if it's because of the element on his weapon. He's got a thunder axe, it's lightning damage, so they might be weak to lightning. But it's hard, because I don't have any other way to test it right now. Come on! Dang it! That's the wrong drop! Unfortunately, that one is just not very good. Now, I'm not even sure if the armor is good, but I was hoping I'd see it at least. And they are worth quite a lot of money to sell, so that part's good. Okay, save game, and let's go fight ourselves another destroyer boss, probably. Or something, we'll see. Could be anything up here. Or maybe we're not that far yet. Maybe we'll just have a 2-hour-long episode. I'm sure we're nearly at the top, right? Actually, we did see like a side tower off to the side. Maybe we're only halfway done. Welcome to the monster races. Okay. So you know what? I'm gonna actually end the YouTube video episode here. And yeah, I think there's probably still enough content left to split this dungeon in, well, maybe not half, but in 3/4 or something. We got to a save point, so it's a sensible spot anyway, and I guess we'll leave it at that. So video viewers, thanks for watching, and hopefully you don't mind a bit of a cliffhanger, but looks like there's still more to this dungeon than I thought. I'll see you next time to wrap it up and eventually fight Gades, maybe? We'll see. Anyway, see you guys there.